Gateway Grizzlies. And if you share a poster at tonight's game, please use our hashtag GrizzUp. That's GRIZZUP. Our corporate partner, Florence GMC, is proud to serve Metro drivers with new vehicles, service tires, parts, and automotive. FlorianGMC.com for more information. Enjoy the power and excitement of live events with Tettemer. Seats to more than 125,000 live events, including sports, concerts, theater shows, and more at TicketSmarter.com. You get Grizzlies tickets as well. Think smarter at TicketSmarter.com. If you have a garage like mine that needs a makeover, then Hell Garage is your one-stop shop for everything from durable floor coatings to fully customizable storage systems. Transform your garage into a space that works for you and your family by calling Hell Garage at 888-59-GARAGE or visit HelloGarage.com. If you're one of those lucky folks that wins at bingo or know someone who is, you should be checking out the Madison County Firemen's Association Bingo Hall in Collinsville, where they play for big bucks, like the crazy jackpot for $25,000. They play bingo Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights at 7, twice on Sundays at 1 and 6. Fireman'sHall.com for more information. Our friends from Old Hill Rory and Distillery are at the ballpark tonight. After all season and happy to provide for you tonight our sponsorship for all Oktoberfest at Old Hill, located in Collinsville. They pride themselves in using the highest quality ingredients and innovative techniques to create uniquely smooth, sippable, and approachable wines, spirits, and beers. You can sample their wares tonight down on the right field concourse right next to Country Bonds Fieldhouse. And of course, try the Oktoberfest brews tonight and experience the taste of the season. And what goes well with one of those fine products from Old Hill? Of course, Pawpaw Silicone. That stand is on the first base concourse where you can get some of the best silicone that'll ever pass your lips. Besides ready to go from the house for a little week, but hurry when it's gone, and that's going to be it for the night. Pawpaw Silicone will welcome your family tonight while we still have some. Lots of other food options for you here at our ballpark. All beef seated on the season bratwurst, baseball best nachos, well, they're great. And our iconic baseball best burger. Came around in about 2004 or 5. It was featured on national TV for a while as it was an unusual product for baseball stadiums. Not so much anymore. They've copied us around the game of baseball and various venues. Of course, we're talking about the bacon cheeseburger with the donut for a bun. From Sugar Ryan back on Belgium. Lots of fan favorite. Other snacks as well at our concession stand. And when you're thirsty, Michelle and Nate are ready to help you with that at our Healthway Bar line for the press office. They have any kinds of fish products, Pepsi products, mixed drinks, frozen drinks, just about anything that'll take care of that thirst.
How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome to the Y'all's Baseball Network. We are back in Sauget, Illinois. Game 3 of the 3-game series against the Gateway Grizzlies. Florence Y'alls are back on the Y'alls Baseball Network. You're listening to the 50 West Brewing pregame show, inspired by the Great American Road Trip across Route 50. 50 West, the premier brewery in the Cincinnati area. At 50 West, every beer is a journey. Join us for the ride, located at 7605 Worcester Pike, Cincinnati. Florence Y'alls against the Gateway Grizzlies, looking to just salvage what they can from the series, avoid being swept. If you're the Florence Y'alls, you've dropped yesterday's game by a final score of 6-1. You've already dropped the series here, so just looking to salvage what you can. Evan Webster toes the rubber for the Florence Y'alls. He'll be taken off against Alvary De Los Santos. De Los Santos enters with a 2-1 record. Evan Webster currently with a 2-1 record as well, and a 3.76 ERA. Let's recap last night's game just to start off this 50 West Brewing pregame show. The Y'alls just caught the wrong side of the slugfest for the second night in a row, losing to the Grizzlies 6-1. It was starter Ty Good who failed to escape the third inning, allowing 4 runs on 5 hits across 2 2/3 with no strikeouts. Reliever Alex Wagner followed up with a positive 3 1/3 innings pitched, giving up just 1 run, a homer on 3 hits with 1 strikeout. Matt Fernandez, another 1 run allowed on a homer, 2 hits, 7th inning, striking out 1, and Darian Williams closing him down in the 8th, a 1-2-3 inning, including a strikeout as well. This improved on Tuesday's 5-2 loss. The Y'alls boasted 8 hits to trump their 2 from the night before. 3 of those knocks came from right fielder Hank Zeisler, coming a home run shy of the cycle. And the only other Florence batters to reach base multiple times were designated hitter Craig Massey with a pair of walks, and the left fielder Thomas Jones with a single and a hit by pitch. Center fielder TJ Reeves got the only RBI, which was a ground out that scored Zeisler after his triple, his 7th triple of the season, which put him tied for 2nd all-time in a single season for the Florence Y'alls with Peter Fatsi back in 2012. Florence just looking to improve in pretty much every category here in Game 3. They need better pitching, they need better starting pitching, and they also need to actually start bringing in some of these runs. They left on 7 runners yesterday, 5 of them in scoring position, simply not allowed in what is supposed to be a playoff race. Florence has quickly fallen out of favor in that playoff race. They're 41-44. Gateway Grizzlies 53-32. Florence currently 2.5 behind Schaumburg for the 4 seed, and then now 6 behind Lake Erie for that final playoff spot. A lot of work to do with not a lot of games left to play. We're here in game number 86 on the season. Should be right around 11 games left. You got 6 more at home and then 3 more here. So it should be 10 games left, plus that 1 in Lake Erie, 11 including this. We're not in Lake Erie. Lake Erie should be coming to us to resume or just reschedule that postponed game. We'll see about that. That one's not currently scheduled, but we'll see if that does happen. If it does, then you got 11 games, 10 games including this one. Job's not done, though. You can still salvage the series with a win, head home, hopefully with your head held high, and go face Schaumburg and try and get up at least into the 4 seed. Maybe to end the season, that wouldn't be too bad. It's a young team offensively, but they've also been the number 1 offense in the season statistically. First in average runs, hits, and home runs. I think that if you ended up with a 4 seed, that's still something to hang your hat on. Obviously falling just a little bit short of the ultimate goal, but there's always next season as well. Let's not focus on that. There's still a chance here on the playoffs, and that's kind of what you got to still lock in on until you're eliminated. So the Florence Y'alls taking on the Gateway Grizzlies, Game 3 of the 3-game series. Let's take a look at Evan Webster. His last time out, just majestical. 7 innings pitch in a win over the Evansville Otters. 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Brought his ERA down from 5.12 to 3.76. It was a 10-0 win as well, so he was backed by the offense. Not like he needed it. He didn't allow any runs through 7 innings, and then Logan Campbell shut the door there. It was a very, very good sight to see from Evan Webster, who not like he struggled his times out before, but had only gone 5 innings twice, and then 4 2/3 was back-to-back against Joliet heading into that Evansville game. The strikeouts was by far a season high. I believe he had his season high within the first 2 innings pitched, and was just very good with 10 Ks. One of only 3 multi-digit punch-out performances from the Florence Y'alls this season, 7 innings, like I said, also a season high. So very good things, and if he can keep that going here in Gateway, that would be a nice sight. I believe I would say Evan Webster was helped out by the fact that he was facing 6 lefties in that Evansville lineup. He'll face 2 today with 2 switch hitters as well, I believe would be opting to hit from the right side against the southpaw Evan Webster at 6'3", 230. But he is the local man. I mean, out of University of Louisville, grew up right in Ryle High School, right outside of Florence, Kentucky. So he's familiar, obviously, with the area, and hopefully can bring that luck over here to right outside Missouri in Sauget, Illinois. Let's take a look at the other pitcher, Alvary De Los Santos. De Los Santos, we last saw him when he was working long relief out of the bullpen. De Los Santos has since become a starting pitcher back against Peck on May 21st in Florence. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. That was an 11-7 victory for Gateway. Has not faced Florence since, but as a starter, he's done a little bit better. As last time out, 6 shutout innings against Windy City, allowing just 5 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. And then I believe he pitched another game out of the pen right before that, which was August 7th at Joliet. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts. His last time as a starter, he was 92 pitches in. That was a season high since June 1st, where he went 112 against Evansville. 4 2/3 innings there, giving up 16 runs and 14 of them earned. We have spoke about that with Jason Garrett, the broadcaster of the Gateway Grizzlies. Pretty much he was out there just dying for them out there. I believe it was after their long Canadian series. De Los Santos did not have a visa to go to Canada, so he was just one of the only pitchers not used. He was used pretty much in that game. Obviously, Evansville hit him around, but if you take that out and you take out one other start where he gave up 5 runs, that was the first game he pitched in the season. He's got an ERA under 2. So he's a very, very good pitcher. He enters 2-1 with a 3.25 ERA. Let's see if the Florence Y'alls can actually bring some runs into score today. 1 run yesterday, 2 runs the first 2 games. The first game of the series and then the last game against Evansville. They really are lacking in the offensive department, but hopefully they can pick it up today. We're almost ready for our national anthem here. Let's take a look at the Y'alls offense. This offense combined, these 9 hitters, they're hitting .307. Obviously, it's the top offense in the league, but I think you're sending out your best offensive lineup. Maybe not in the exact order, but it's probably your best offensive lineup on paper. Blazo Saban returning to the line for the first time in like 5 games. Leading off playing center field, batting second to designated hitter Craig Massey. In the 3-hole at the hot corner, Brian Fuentes. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Hank Zeisler. Returning to the 5 spot, the right fielder, TJ Reeves. Zade Richardson batting 6th, doing the catching. In the 7th spot, returning to the lineup, the left fielder, Steven Harustich. Batting 8th, the second baseman, Dalton Davis. And rounding it out will be the shortstop, Ed Johnson. Thomas Jones, Justin Levy, Sergio Gutierrez. Available off the bench, Evan Webster out on the mound. We're ready here for the national anthem on the 50 West Brewing pregame show. We'll pause before we get first pitch, and we'll also read the Gateway Grizzlies starting lineup. Don't go anywhere. Have a good listen to this national anthem here on the 50 West Brewing pregame show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor our Gateway Grizzlies ask you to rise and remove your caps for the Stars Special Band. Performing tonight by our barbershop show group from Florence, Missouri, Men of Harmony.
lovely, lovely rendition of our national anthem. We're ready for some Florence Y'alls baseball. The finale between the Gateway Grizzlies here on the Y'alls Baseball Network. We appreciate you guys listening to the 50 West Brewing pregame show. Rory Tettemer here on the Y'alls Baseball Network. Welcome you back inside Grizzlies ballpark. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Gateway Grizzlies. First, their lineup. Leading off in right field, it's Victor Castillo. Batting second, the shortstop, Abdiel Diaz. He's had a Gold Glove series, all series, the first 2 games. Pete Zimmerman's been the MVP. He could hit a ball if it was rolling on the ground right now. He has 4 home runs through 2 games. He bats third today, playing first. In the cleanup spot, the third baseman, DJ Stewart, batting 5th. The designated hitter, Kevin Krause. In the 6th spot, the center fielder, Edwin Mateo. Batting 7th, the second baseman, Dale Thomas. Cole Brandon batting 8th in left field, and rounding out will be the catcher, Jose Alvarez. Good to see Alvarez back in the lineup after he left yesterday due to injury. Not a deep bench today for the Grizzlies. They just have Kyle Goodell on the bench. He's the only one that could be replaced. Gabe Holt ejected from yesterday's game. He's been suspended 3 games. That was his 3rd ejection this season, so he'll have to sit this game and then the next 2 games to open up the next series, where I think they're actually at Evansville. So a little bit of a suspension. That's the first time I've seen that after an ejection. Obviously, we haven't had many ejections this year, but first time we have seen that. Ben Terwilliger, I would say, would be the only one that's close, because he was the only player that's been ejected twice. So hopefully Ben doesn't have that happen, but I don't see any reason it should here as we near the end of the season. Y'all's ready to take off against Alvaro de los Santos. Florence will send Blazo Saban, Craig Massey, Brian Fuentes to the dish to open up the ball game here in the top half of the first. Blazo Saban did not play at all in the Evansville series and hasn't played the first 2 games here, so it's his first time in quite some time back at the plate. He's been here. He's been fine this entire series. I've seen him take BP, and he's been squaring it up pretty well here. So hopefully, he's got a lot of rest, and he can bring that to the top of the order tonight. We know what he can do when he is, fully healthy and at his best. Blazo Saban, a speedster by trade, but also a very good hitter, a 305 average entering this one across 29 starts. Second place on the team in stolen bases, 19 for 20 when he's on the base path. Sideways windup, first pitch. In there for a strike, 6:33 start here on Thursday night, 7:33 Eastern time for you guys listening back outside Cincinnati. 0-1 count to Saban, Alvaro de los Santos. Sideways windup, check swing in there for a strike, 0-2. De los Santos with the almost white shorts, those pants just pulled up above the knee, the high sock showing. Y'alls with their baby blue jerseys, gray pants, the baby blue caps. Grizzlies in there, I believe they're Latin jerseys. They're like black and orange, yellow and green. A little bit of red in there as well. And then the white pants and black caps. Believe we've seen these before. Pitch clock violation. One-two now. They're a violation on De Los Santos. Shakes off a pitch, now has it. Sideways windup, the 1-2. Punches it in the air towards shallow right field. Castillo comes in and makes the grab. And there's one away. Fly out to right for Blazo Saban to open the ball game. Brings up the ageless wonder, Craig Massey. Let's take a look at the defense for Gateway. In the outfield, Cole Brandon in left. Mateo in center, Castillo in right. In the infield, it's DJ Stewart at the hot corner at third. Abdiel Diaz at short. Dale Thomas at second. Pete Zimmerman over at first. And Alvarez back behind the dish. First pitch to Craig Massey. Fastball in there for a strike. Looks like Yakertek might be up and moving. That one registered at 92.1. Be nice to have that back. Now misses downstairs, a 1-1 count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Misses upstairs. Massey yesterday. Still the designated hitter. He was 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Here comes the 2-1. Fouls it away. Down the third baseline. You know what? I actually have like this iPad. I'm trying to get this iPad working. It's one of those older iPads, and I forget how to turn on. You know, it's one with still where you push the button, the home button actually, to turn it on here. Trying to figure out how I do so. There it is. It's amazing. You lose track of the technology you once used. 2-2. Misses upstairs. A full count. Massey and Fuentes due up in the inning. Fuentes broke out of his slump yesterday. His last at-bat registered a rope off the left field wall. Was held to a single but finished 1 for 4. Payoff pitch. Misses downstairs. 1 out runner aboard. Craig Massey works another walk in the series. It's his third of the past 2 games.
Number 3, third baseman, Florence.
Fuentes steps up to the plate. 1 out runner on first is Craig Massey. First pitch misses way outside, a 1-0 count. 1 away, just a fly out from Blazo Sabin. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss, outside part of the plate. We've been told Alvaro de los Santos has about 7 pitches, even though Jason Garrett was told just 3 to open the season. Looks like he has a 4-seam fastball, slider, splitter, but also flashes a cutter as well. I'm sure a changeup. I always thought the splitter and changeup combo is an interesting one. 1-1 catches the outside part of the plate. Fastball there at 93.7. Here comes the 1-2. Misses inside. It's a 2-2 count with a runner on first and the ageless wonder, Craig Massey. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch. Called, strike 3, outside part of the plate. Brian Fuentes just stares down Brett Gyron. There's 2 away. Fuentes down, looking for a strikeout for Alvaro de los Santos.
Number 13, first baseman, Zeisler.
Here comes the first pitch to Hank Zeisler. Lefty takes the first pitch downstairs, 1-0. Alvaro de los Santos bringing the heat, another one 93 miles per hour. Now one's in there for a strike. Short lead. Massey takes off. That one's sent into left field, punched out from Zeisler. Massey makes his way over to second. He did have a very good jump for the ageless wonder. Won't go down as a stolen base, but a great hit and run there from Massey and Zeisler. First hit of the game belongs to Hank Zeisler. Runners on first and second, 2 away for TJ Reeves.
Number 4, TJ Reeves.
That was hit number 99 for Hank Zeisler. He is 1 away from 200. Might be able to get that, or 1 away from 100. First pitch connects outside part of the plate. Here comes the 0-1. Fouled away down the first base line. It's an 0-2 count to TJ Reeves. 2 away, runners on first and second. Massey out on second, Zeisler on first. Reeves at the plate with 2 away. Straight up defense for the Grizzlies. De Los Santos 2 looks back at second. 0-2 pitch. Bounce to the dirt, gets away from Alvarez. Runners take off for second and third, both in scoring position now. Looks like a wild pitch there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to the second baseman, Thomas. He has it. Throw on to first is in time. That will end the inning. The Y'alls pick up right where they left off, stranding more runners in scoring position. We head to the bottom half of the first. Gateway coming up here on Y'alls Baseball Network.
Well, kicking off this $2 Thursday, the 2-2 shot. City will say all about it.
Simple 2-2 Thursday. We got 2-2 coming from the other side. Head around to the orange sweatshirt. Now down to Grizzlies bullpen. Then we can figure out what's on the right. On your mark. Get set. Go. All right. We got yellow with big strides. Takes the lead. Keep with the first pirouette. Yellow's got some good form there too. We got a little like jumping up in the air. We got a tumble. That's our two side rider. Give him a round of applause. All of my pleasant tigers. That's me running around the track this weekend after school. I think you got a clear there, yellow, pink, purple, red, another purple, green, white, another guy. Yellow dot, the fish. You gotta come back and introduce yourself. What's your name? Kristen Lydia. Let's go, Grizzlies. Let's go, Grizzlies! All right, let's go, Grizzlies.
The next one's pirouettes out there, everybody. Nice job. The Grizzlies have old Harold Rory and his story here at the ballpark this season. And they are partnering sponsors tonight for our Oktoberfest. Old Harold, located in Collinsville, prides themselves on high-quality ingredients and innovative techniques to put out some award-winning spirits and beers. You can sample some of the orders tonight, down by Country Bob's Grill House, all the way to Concourse. First time at Oktoberfest here tonight, and get the taste of the season. Moving off to the Grizzlies, and play right fielder Victor Castillo.
Bottom half of the first inning, Grizzlies taking on the Y'alls. Evan Webster, the southpaw, out for his first inning of work. Victor Castillo, the lefty, steps in. First pitch in there for a strike. Lefty-lefty matchup to open the game for Webster. He should not get used to it, though. Only two lefties in the lineup for the Grizzlies. Here comes the 0-1 from the windup. Ground ball, two-hopper over to the second baseman, Davis. Backhand throw on to first is in time. Two pitches, one out. 4-3 on the put-out of Victor Castillo. Abdiel Diaz will step up to the plate. He's a switch hitter, so he'll hit from the right side against the lefty Webster. Castillo, Diaz, Zimmerman were the batters. Two up this inning for Gateway. Abdiel Diaz moves all the way up to the 2-hole. Yesterday as the 5-hole. That one's in there for a strike. Abdiel Diaz, yesterday 2 for 3. Runs scored and a walk. Sideways windup 0-1. Sends it in the air towards right field. Reeves barely has to move and makes the grab. There's 2 away. That'll bring up Pete Zimmerman. It'll be interesting to see how the Y'alls continue to attack him. Zimmerman has been a one-man wrecking machine. He has picked up 4 home runs in the series, had all 5 RBIs in game number 1. Yesterday, finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He has been unbelievable. First pitch in there for a strike. That's something to note because in game 1, the first 2 pitches he saw, he sent over the wall. Webster pushes one by him. Those were both against Villalobos. 0-1, misses outside. Who was as well a lefty. 1-1. Pete Zimmerman's now tied the league lead in home runs. 1-1. Skies it in the air, in the infield. Left side, Johnson with an early call, tracking under it, and makes the grab. 1-2-3 inning from Evan Webster. Picks up right where he left off. His last 8 innings have been shut out. We'll head to the top half of the second. Y'all's look to bring one in. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
All right, folks, that was on your best smile and show us how much fun you're having tonight. It's the Smile Can, sponsored by Mid-America Oral Surgery and Implant Center. Mid-America Oral Surgery and Implant Center is proud to offer the highest level of care to the community from their O'Fallon and Columbia offices. Go to their website, MidAmericaOLMS.com, to find out all of the great procedures which they can offer. Fans, here's a deal for you. If you are planning to come to the Grizzlies rodeo here at the stadium on October 4th and 5th, $5 off any ticket purchase tonight during the game at the ticket office on the birthday Florence. That deal ends with the final out of the game tonight. So, we'd like to get your rodeo tickets if you're coming to see all that kind of fun.
Top two, Y'alls and Grizzlies here at Grizzlies Ballpark in Sauget, Illinois. The last time we'll be here, at least for the time being. We'll be back next week in a series against the Grizzlies next weekend back here in Illinois. Final series of the season. Pretty amazing. Zade Richardson at the plate. First pitch, misses outside, still Alvaro de los Santos on the mound. It's Richardson, Harustich, Davis due up for the Y'alls. Had a hit back in the first inning, stranded runners at second and third. Here's the 1-0, misses inside. Florence has scored 3 runs in the series so far. They're the best offense in the league. 2-0, ground ball, hit up the middle and through for a base hit. Zade Richardson starts off his night with a leadoff single here in the second inning. Leadoff runner aboard now for Harustich. Harustich and Richardson were the only 2 Florence batters with hits back in game 1. They were back-to-back home runs. Harustich absent yesterday. Returns to the lineup today for the finale. Like I said, this lineup for Florence, it's the best you could do offensively. It is the culmination of all their best averages. Minus Justin Levy, who wouldn't, qualify for the average yet in the minimal games he's played, but neither would Dalton Davis or Thomas Jones. That one's a hard hit ball through the right side of the infield and goes under the glove of Castillo. Richardson can't take advantage. Everyone moves the base first and second with nobody out. Back-to-back hits for Harustich and Richardson. That'll bring up Dalton Davis. But this group of 9 hitters for Florence is hitting .307 entering today. To put that in perspective, Florence leads the league in average with a .284 average. That's first in Frontier League. This group of 9 individually is hitting .307. Pretty amazing. First pitch to Dalton Davis, misses outside. Alvaro de los Santos working from the stretch with runners on immediately, nobody out. Florence grounded into 2 double plays yesterday, both off the bat of Brian Fuentes. 1-0. Off speed in there for a strike. Top half of the second always brought to you by Central Bank. Central Bank founded on the idea that banks can and should be pillars of their communities in good times and bad. And everything we do, it every way we serve, we start with you. Central Bank. Top half of the second. 1-1. Fouled away off the first base netting. It's a 1-2 count. Y'alls with 3 hits already. 7 hits yesterday. Just 1 run to show for it. 2 hits back in game 1. 1-2 pitch, bounces in the dirt, 2-2. 94.8 on the fastball there, 23.32 spin rate. Here comes the 2-2. Misses downstairs again. Full count now to Dalton Davis. When you send up a lineup of Hrustich, Davis, Johnson, which includes Steven Hrustich, who is second on the team in home runs, Dalton Davis, the highest average for an unqualified hitter, and then Ed Johnson, the highest average for a qualified hitter, it's a pretty mean 7-8-9. It's got to be the best 7-8-9 in the league. Again, I think it's the best offense you could put out if you're Florence. That one misses outside. A full count walk to Dalton Davis, loads the bases for Ed Johnson. Nobody out, and Yalls with a great chance here to score. I think the way that Gateway's been playing them, getting away with 2 here would be a must for the Florence offense. Ed Johnson, Blazo, Saban, and Massey will be the hitters trying to accomplish that. Johnson in the leadoff spot yesterday, 1 for 4 with a strikeout. From the stretch, first pitch misses downstairs. De Los Santos, 5 hits in 6 innings his last time out against Windy City. Alvarez is going to go speak to him, try and settle him down. He had just 1 walk in that outing. He's already got 2 today through just an inning of work. Season high was those 5 back on June 1st in that game where he was just out there to die. 14 hits, 16 runs. That was the plan there. He went to 112 pitches. He has had a lot of games without allowing an earned run. Back out on the mound, it's a 1-0 count with the bases loaded, nobody out. From the stretch, the 1-0. In there for a strike. De Los Santos, 21 games. He has allowed an earned run in just 4 of them. That is what we call amazing. An earned run in just 4 of 21 appearances. My goodness. 1-1. Misses inside 2-1. 2 of those where he allowed a run were before June 1st. Obviously the 14 earned runs and then 4 earned runs. Even with the 14 earned, he still has a 3.25 ERA if you take it out. Ground ball back over to De Los Santos, flips onto first, flips onto home, throw onto first is not in time. Zade Richardson put away at the plate. Fielder's choice. This goes 1-2. Ed Johnson still over at first. Bases loaded now with 1 away. Good PFP there from De Los Santos. Johnson just couldn't get enough of it. The infield was played back. Just hit it to the one person that was close enough. Pete Zimmerman's the only one in on the green turf. That one's a ground ball off the leg of Blazo Saban. So it's a dead ball. Will be a strike at the plate. 0-1 count to Saban. The top of the order again now. Saban and Massey with the bases loaded 1 away. Saban flying out to right. Like I've been saying, this is the best lineup you could put out offensively for Florence. I just think the order might not be where you would expect it. Blazo Saban, yes, hitting .305. He has struggled since being activated from the IL. Has just not been the same player we saw before he got injured. He's looking to break out of that slump. He's still hitting .305, so take that as you will. Massey and Fuentes, among qualified hitters, they would be right down there at the bottom of average. 0-1, fly down the right field line, but well foul. That's not like they have a low average. It's just not 300, which a lot of the majority of the team has. Florence has 6 players in this lineup hitting above 300. Hrustich at 293. 0-2. Sends in the air towards right field. Well hit. Castillo comes in, makes the grab. No tag from Hrustich. Just drew the throw. Nightmare for Florence. 2 away. Second fly out from Blazo Sabin. Got another good piece on it. Gotta score a run. They already stranded 2 runners in scoring position in the first. Can't leave the bases loaded when you started it with no outs. It's the ageless wonder trying to get the job done. First pitch, misses upstairs. That's Dalton Davis out on second. Single should score 2. Outfielders playing pretty shallow. Hit it by him, you'd at least have a bases clearing double. Here's the 1-0. Misses downstairs, 2-0. Two away from the stretch, the 2-0. Misses upstairs, 3-0. We'd take a walk-in run. We would take it. Craig Massey does 1 home run on the season. Happened at Bossy Field in Evansville. Short porch to right. Doesn't have a grand slam. Here comes a 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Hitting coach didn't give himself the green light. Using that 35-year-old wisdom. If it was Steven Hrustich at the plate, he's got like 2 3-0 bombs. Pretty amazing. He gives himself the green light, and he's made it work. 3-1. Ground ball right side. Foul ball. Florence, thankfully, had that go by foul by just an inch. Now a full count. Massey gets another life. Florence was an inch away from stranding the bases loaded when they started it with bases loaded, nobody out. Got to get the job done. An absolute must. Let's see what they can do. Bases loaded, 3-2. Payoff pitch. High hopper over to the third baseman. Stewart picks it up at the bottom. Throw on to first. Not in time. It gets away. 1 run comes in. Davis will score on the missed throw. On to third is Ed Johnson. Should be a single. And then the 1 run scoring maybe via an error. We'll see. It is going to be an RBI single from Craig Massey. That we know. Hrustich scored and Dalton Davis scored as well. Ed Johnson over at third. Runners out at the corners and 2 away. Just heard that was the first lead of the season first lead of the series for Florence. My gosh. 2-0 here in the top of the second. That one's popped up into right field, shallow right field. Out goes Thomas and Zimmerman. They're called off by the right fielder Castillo in foul territory, and that will end the inning. Fuentes 0 for 2 to start, but Craig Massey has reached base in both appearances and brings in 2 runs. Y'alls will take a 2-0 lead into the bottom half of the second inning. We'll be right back on Y'alls Baseball Network.
Folks, so there's the last couple of opportunities to see fireworks here tomorrow ballpark this season. We've got Friday fireworks, the final one of the season, next Friday, the 30th. And we've got a big sales post on the latest watch baseball on Sunday, September 1st. So come on out for either one of those or both to enjoy fireworks here at the Grizzlies. I've got my friend Teo Lopez here to do the announcement this afternoon. His brother Miguel is also up here with us.
Bottom of the second, Evan Webster back out for a second inning of work. A 1-2-3 opening frame for the southpaw. First pitch in there for a strike to the lefty or the righty, DJ Stewart. Stuart Kraus Mateo. Florence with a 2-0 lead, their first lead of the series. 2-run single from the ageless wonder Craig Massey. That one misses inside. A 1-1 count to Stewart. Bottom half of the second brings us our umpire intro, always brought to you by Republic Bank. 1-1 roped into center field. In comes O'Saban, lets it one hop in front of him. First base hit of the ball game for the Grizzlies. It's a leadoff single here in the second for DJ Stewart. That'll bring up Kevin Kraus. An umpire intro always brought to you by Republic Bank. Republic Bank, one of Newsweek's best banks in America in 2024. Come see why it's just easier here at any of Republic Bank's ATMs in the tri-state area or the 5 locations right along the Ohio River. Umpire crew today, Brett Giron behind home plate, Alex Lowry, the crew chief, down the first base line, and Reed Hoover over at third base. First pitch misses upstairs to the big righty, Kevin Kraus. Kraus entered yesterday's game for an injured Jose Alvarez. Went 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. On the off speed there, 80 miles per hour. Nice change up from Evan Webster. Webster fastball curve change arsenal. Can confirm Evan Webster chowed down on chicken and waffles before this game. 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. A place called That Chicken. Right inside the DraftKings casino. So if Webster has another good performance, he might be able to make sure he has chicken and waffles before every game. That one's sent out towards right field. Reeves with room in front of the track makes the grab. There's one away. I myself at the same spot, That Chicken, had buffalo chicken french fries. Pretty amazing. Something you just don't see every day. Buffalo chicken french fries. Buffalo chicken and ranch and cheese on top of fries. Simply brilliant. And then today I also had one of the donut burgers here at Gateway, which is a glazed donut with a bacon cheeseburger in between. Pretty amazing. That one's fouled away. Now I think I've had one in the Big E back in Western Massachusetts, but that one is 2 donuts. 2 of the glazed donuts, not cut in half. And I think that just becomes a little much. So this one was actually cut in half, and it seemed like the donuts were toasted just a little bit. It was just amazing. 0-1, ground ball up the middle. Johnson has it, will take it himself for 1. Relay to first in time. The ham and eggs tailor-made double play will end the inning. An unconventional 1-2-3 for Evan Webster. He's seen 6 up, he's put 6 down. We head to the top half of the third. Tettemer Trivia coming up here on Y'all's Baseball Network.
We got a show. On your mark, get set, go. I'm pretty sure you said Tuesday. It's Thursday. I'm going to feel like Thursday. Today went on forever. This game night, we got 2 strong anchors. All right, boys. You got to help them out just a little bit. All right, the right team's got to pull them right all the way past me. Me, you got to pull them past. I think it's the Crocs. The Crocs are ahead. name on our brand new turf. All right, this is going to give you 30 seconds. All right, 15 more. And the right team's going to win. And I can almost tell you why you lost. You want to know why? He says no, but it's because he's got a y'all ball. This is the Grizzlies. I need a let's go Grizzlies. Fans, are here with you? Let's go Grizzlies!
Hey fans, next Friday, August 30th, we celebrate those who have served our Military Appreciation Night, presented by Common. The Grizzlies are offering free tickets to active, inactive, and retired military personnel, $5 tickets to family members. We also honor our neighbors at Scott Air Force Base with a flight fee jersey off the back and fireworks after the game. Don't miss this chance to catch one of the last games of the season next Friday night.
Top half of the third always brought to you by the Rory Agency. Ground ball right side by Zeisler, backhanded from Zimmerman. Race over to first is in time. One pitch, one out. Hank Zeisler retired on the 3-1 put away. That'll bring up TJ Reeves. Always brings us our This Day in Baseball History, brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance. Visit us today at roarins.com. That one misses outside. 1-0 count to TJ Reeves. Not this day in baseball history, Tettemer trivia. I'll read you a question top half of the third, give you guys the answer in the bottom half. If you guys want to play along, head on over to Twitter. It's rtettemer9 or Florence_y'alls. Swing and a miss, 2-1 count to TJ Reeves. RTETTEMER9 or Florence_y'alls on Twitter. Comment in the comment section and we'll shout you out here on the broadcast. Our Tettemer trivia question of the day, 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. Always brought to you by the Roar Agency. I want to know who had the lowest single season ERA by a Dodgers pitcher since 1920. Who had the lowest single season ERA by a Dodgers pitcher since 1920? For workload, just think regular starter workload. So you're not going to have just an inning pitched, something like that. Regular starter workload, check swing, he goes around. Strikeout for TJ Reeves. So obviously the Dodgers have had a lot of great pitching throughout their franchise history. That's strikeout number 2 for De Los Santos. Two-way here in the top half of the third. Y'alls with a 2-0 lead. I want to know who had the lowest ERA for a Dodgers pitcher since 1920. Think a regular starter's workload. Anyone that would qualify for a season. Ground ball, left side, two-hopper fielded by Stewart over at third. Long throw to first is in time. 1-2-3 frame from Alvaro De Los Santos. What a way to bounce back. 7 were sent to the plate in the second, the minimum in the third. Get those guesses in for Tettemer trivia. Might give you guys an extra half inning in case next one's close as well. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network. Y'all's with a 2-0 lead.
Now, I don't know if they have played this game successfully.
Bottom half of the third inning, Y'all's up 2-0. Evan Webster back out for his third inning of work. 7-8-9 due up for the Grizzlies. Thomas, Brandon, Alvarez. We are playing Tettemer trivia here in the third inning. The question was, among qualified pitchers from a Dodgers pitcher, who had the lowest ERA since 1920? We're looking for a low Dodgers ERA among qualified pitchers since 1920. Lowest in a single season. 1-0 count to Dale Thomas in the righty batter's box. Thomas, and then Brandon is a lefty, Alvarez a righty. Against the southpaw, Evan Webster. 1-0, misses inside. Webster allowed the hit that led off the second inning. Was able to double him up on an inning-ending double play. So he's seen 6 up with 6 down. He's faced the minimum. 2-0. In there for a strike, 2-1. We do have some good guesses. I'll start reading those with just about 1 out. 2-1. Skies it in the air. In the infield, foul territory. Rushing in is Fuentes. Calls everyone off and makes the grab. There's one away. Let's get to some guesses here for Tettemer trivia. Again, the question was, who had the lowest single-season ERA by a Dodgers pitcher since 1920? We'll start with my dad, Rich Tettemer, who said Sandy Koufax. Lisa Wagner chiming in. Lisa Wagner, 44 on Twitter. Clayton Kershaw, the nice picture of Alex Wagner in her profile picture. She said Clayton Kershaw is her guess. Alex Gruberman, who's right to my right here in the Grizzlies broadcast. That one's roped down the right field line, but well foul. 0-1 count to Cole Brannon. He said, since my dad is a Dodgers fan and I have to hear about every season, he's going with Zach Greinke. So we got Koufax, Kershaw, and Zach Greinke right now. It's a 1-1 count. Jacob Brown chimed in. He said Sandy Koufax or Clayton Kershaw, he's assuming. So it's piling on there. We're waiting for Zane Bloom's answer. He is in the middle of a broadcast as well. 1-1, misses downstairs. He was asking the qualifier for it. You know, is there an innings limit? Yes, it's among qualified pitchers. 2-1 count. From the windup, the 2-1 pitch. Misses way inside. 3-1. Webster trying to get back on track here. From the windup, here comes the 3-1. Skies it in the air down the right field line. Reeves is working towards the wall. He'll look up and watches it fly. The Grizz bomb into the grass over there. That's a fly ball in any other stadium. Third home run of the season from Cole Brannon, back-to-back nights. That's all you got to do here. Fly one in the air, let the wind take care of it. All of a sudden it pushes out. I mean, that is just a weak home run. A 2-1 ball game. Florence still out on top. Second hit allowed by Evan Webster. Brings up Jose Alvarez at the bottom of the order. Man, that wasn't even well hit. That one misses inside, in and out of the glove of Zade Richardson. It's a 1-0 count. The righty Jose Alvarez left yesterday's game due to injury. Middle of the rubber, the 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Greinke, Koufax, Kershaw are the guesses we've seen so far. That one's fly down the right field line. TJ Reeves going, but it ends up without a room. Foul ball. The 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. Waiting for the second out for our trivia answer. The 2-2. Fouled away again down the right field line. Question was among qualified pitchers who had the lowest single-season ERA by a Dodger since 1920. Kershaw, Greinke, and Koufax have been our guesses so far, including one from Lisa Wagner. Assume the mother of Alex Wagner. 2-2. Ground ball down third baseline and foul. We'll do it again. There's one away here in the bottom half of the third inning. Y'all's up 2-1. Two-run single from Craig Massey in the second. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the night from Evan Webster. Gets it on the off-speed outside part of the plate. That'll circle us back to the top of the order with 2 away. We can finally get to the answer, and I should say we do have a correct guess for the Tettemer trivia. We saw Zach Greinke, Clayton Kershaw, and Sandy Koufax, obviously some of the best pitchers in Dodger history. And everyone was right there within the top 5. Kershaw did it 2 times, a 177 and a 183. He ranks 4th and 5th on the list. 1-0 misses downstairs. Sandy Koufax ranks 2nd and 3rd with a 173 and 174. But the lowest single season ERA is Zach Greinke with a 166 ERA in 2015. So Alex Gruberman, correct guess for the Tettemer trivia. That one's roped down the right field line, bounces right in front of TJ Reeves for a 2-out single for Victor Castillo. Alex Gruberman, statistician here at Gateway. Got his Tettemer trivia right. His dad, a Dodger fan. Made sure he got this one correct. Zach Greinke, the correct guess for Tettemer trivia. And that was the question yesterday where Jesse Cook had picked it without knowing, and I was like, I would say maybe not the most exciting trivia question I had. I liked the yesterday Tettemer trivia. Correct answer, Pat Burrell and Ryan Howard. Abdiel Diaz at the plate. First pitch missed outside. It's 1-0. Diaz flying out to right his last time around. There's 2 away with a runner on first. I think, great job for Lisa Wagner, Rich Tettemer, and Jacob Brown as well. That one's roped into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles. With 2 away now, runners on first and second for a big time out with Pete Zimmerman. No real way to face this. In the battle where Evan Webster's supposed to have the advantage against lefties, he gave up a home run to Cole Brannon, and Victor Castillo is out on second base against him. First pitch misses downstairs. I really think Alex Wagner, who hasn't showed a lot of strikeout potential before his last appearance, was helped out because there were 6 lefties in the Evansville lineup. 1-0, misses inside 2-0. He only has 1 strikeout so far, which would further help out that. Regardless, he did his job against the lefties. It's one thing, to say, hey, I have the advantage, but also another thing to actually do the job. 2-0. Sends it in the air towards right center field. Reeves working in the gap and makes the grab. That will end the inning. Evan Webster lets up 1 on the solo shot from Cole Brannon, but strands 2 big ones out on base. We head to the top half of the 4th. Y'all's with a 2-1 lead. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network. Rustich, Davis, Johnson due up top half of the fourth inning. Y'alls with a 2-1 lead over the Gateway Grizzlies. Here on a beautiful Thursday night in Sauget, Illinois. Rory Tettemer on the Y'alls Baseball Network. I don't see any more Y'alls representation. I don't know if Laura Renke is still here. Might have taken the early trip back home. Avoid that late night drive tonight. First pitch to Rustich. Misses outside 1-0. Rustich singled and scored his last time around. Trying to start off the fourth inning. 1-0. Skies it foul down the third base line. Over on the concourse. It's a 1-1 count to him. Called time on the field. It's like the left fielder, Cole Brandt, had to come in for something. Here comes the 1-1. Misses upstairs, 2-1. Alvary de los Santos still out on the mound. He's given up 4 hits and 2 runs. Picked up 2 strikeouts. 2-1 pitch. Fouled away, 2-2. De los Santos right at 58 pitches. Here comes the 2-2. Off speed, called, strike 3. Beautiful breaker there from De Los Santos. Strikeout number 3, his second backwards K. I'll bring up Dalton Davis, walked and scored his last time around. First pitch misses, 1-0. Dalton Davis in the 8 spot here. Davis, Johnson, 8 and 9. And back up to the top with Blaze O'Saban. Here comes the 1-0. Bounces in the dirt, 2-0. Davis worked himself a full count walk his last time up. Had a good battle with De Los Santos. De Los Santos, last time out, had 6 shutout innings. Second start of the season against Windy City. Struck out 7 and walked 1. 2-0. Misses inside. Only faced Florence on May 21st. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 3-0 pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate, 3-1. Played 2 years in the Blue Jays organization. The rookie level, rookie ball. That one's in there for a strike, 3-2. 7 games, 3 starts, and a 1.71 ERA in 21 innings in 2018. And then 6 games, 4 starts, a 6.53 ERA in 20 2/3 innings in 2017. Ground ball right side. Put down from Dale Thomas. He'll get back up to his legs. Throwing to first is in time. Great play from Thomas just to keep that in front. Went down to his feet. Went down to his knees there. On a hot shot from Davis. There's 2 away now. Ed Johnson steps up to the plate. Johnson grounded into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded and nobody out. A little puncher back to the pitcher. He was safe at first and stranded at third in the inning. First pitch, breaker in there for a strike. De Los Santos signed with Toronto at age 17 from the Dominican Republic. Now spends his offseason in Florida. 0-1, misses inside, 1-1. Imagine that, though. I mean, in 2017, you have a 6.53 ERA. Then the next season, you have a 1.71. 7 games and 3 starts, and they let you go. Pretty amazing. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball over to the shortstop, Diaz. Throw on to first, in time. Another 1-2-3. Last 7 for Florence have been retired from De Los Santos. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Y'all's on top 2-1. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network.
is once again Rico Lopez is up here with us in the press box just a short time ago. A member of one of the Grizzlies host families. By the way, we're looking for host families. If you're interested in hosting a Grizzlies ball fair in your home, contact the Grizzlies ticket office on the Berkeley side. Get your tickets tonight for the greatest celebration here at Grizzlies Ballpark every year. It's the greatest night in baseball. Looking at the prize wheel play to take a chance on winning some great Grizzlies merch. So of course, we'll have 27 prizes for 27 outside night. And let's return to TP the ballpark before we blast off the biggest fireworks show of the season. Tickets before they're sold out will be a good thing to get. Calling the ticket office 618-337-3000 or visit our website at GatewayGrizzlies.com. That's the greatest night in baseball, September 1st.
Evan Webster back out for his fourth inning of work. Y'all's on top 2-1. Stuart, Kraus, Mateo, the 4-5-6-2 up for the Grizzlies. Webster faced his first trouble there in the third inning. A solo shot from Cole Brandon, the only damage, but he did allow 3 hits, stranded runners at first and second. Looks to get back into a rhythm here in the fourth. Stewart singled off him the last time around. From the windup middle of the rubber, the first pitch. Off speed, fouled off the leg, and Stewart 0-1. Evan Webster on the mound. Local guy here for the Florence Y'alls. 0-1 pitch. This is downstairs. Spent 5 years at Louisville. A 4.11 ERA across those 5 years. 179 and 2/3 innings pitched. 163 Ks and 51 walks. Career 1.291 whip. 1-1 pitch. Misses outside 2-1. In 2024, he was on the All-ACC second team. A 4.18 earned run average, 71 innings pitched, 62 strikeouts, and 20 walks. He is 7th all-time at Louisville with 84 career appearances. 7th all-time in their history for the Cardinals. With 84 appearances. He was recruited by Kentucky and Xavier as well, obviously. Also, both of them very close to Florence. 2-2, sends it in the air, deep towards center field. That'll send O'Sabin back with room in front of the track. He makes the grab. There's one away. A long fly out. Dimensions here at Grizzlies Ballpark, 318 down the left field line, 385 in center, and 301, which plays at 295 actually down the right field line. Brings up Kevin Kraus, flying out to right field his last time around. Webster graduated from Ryle High School in 2019. I mean, the stats there were unbelievable from Webster. First pitch, misses outside. Webster, the all-time single-season strikeouts leader at Ryle High School with 121. He was a 3-time varsity baseball athlete and a 2-time varsity bowling. How about that? So 5 letters there for Webster at Ryle High School. And then coming out of high school, PBR, Prep Baseball Report, ranked him number 17 in the state and the number 1 left-handed pitcher. 2-0. Misses inside. 3-0. It's in the state of Ohio. Or actually, that'd be the state of Kentucky. Signed with the Y'alls on his 23rd birthday, July 22nd. 3-0. Hot shot over to Brian Fuentes. Didn't have to move an inch. They call it the hot corner for a reason. Fuentes makes the grab, stays alert. There's 2 away. Brings up Edwin Mateo, grounded into a double play his last time around. That one misses downstairs to Mateo, 1-0. Webster, 5 starts, a 2-1 record. The team is 3-2 in his starts. They give him 5.6 runs per game, giving him 2 so far. Y'alls with a 2-1 lead. 1-0 misses outside. 2-0. this season, the 5 starters right now in the rotation, Villalobos, Smith, Webster, Good, and Mink. The Alls have given 4.82 runs of support, but throughout the whole season, 5.89. That one's popped up in the infield, foul territory. Richardson and Zeisler going at it. Richardson was there. Zeisler called him off. No one gets it. They're saying that Richardson said words to the dugout. There's no way. There's no way that was any malintent. 2-1, misses downstairs, 3-1. 2 away with the bases empty. Tough miscommunication there from Richardson and Zeisler. Zeisler was running in hard. 3-1, roped in the air towards center field. Blaze O'Saban working towards the gap, and he's there to make the grab. And a 1-2-3 bounce back inning for Evan Webster. We head to the top half of the 5th. Y'all's on top, 2-1. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Good job, Eddie. Our notes are not happening. Los Angeles are doing a big story down in the King Zone. That's where we started. Taking away Sydney.
All right, friends, the Warrior Kids Parade is coming out of the grid zone. You gotta reach into those trails. They are moving tonight, Tom. But the simple cheers, let's go to Roots. So you can join from your chair, the lawn, from the stands. I don't care where. We just need to get the energy high. Because we want to make a win tonight. And see if they're going to get very tender under the awning. So kids, join in. They got a long way to go. Let's go Grizzlies.
$200 for the 50-50 jackpot now. Get your tickets to Big Dan at 9:30, so stop on the table behind the section ball 14. We're on the ground at 2:30 tonight. Farmville GMC, it's great pride in serving the area with new vehicles. And all things automotive. Check them out at Gateway Corrections, Farmville GMC.com. Old Hair Grill is with us tonight for Oktoberfest here at the ballpark. Their new Oktoberfest food is available down at the Old Hair tent down by Country Bob Fieldhouse. Now, they are our partner sponsor for Oktoberfest tonight. They're located in Collinsville, and they use the highest quality ingredients to produce smooth, simple, personal white spirits and beer. Check them out.
Top half of the 5th inning, Y'alls and Grizzlies. Y'alls on top 2-1 here in the finale of the 3-game series. Florence will have the top of their order due up against Alvaro de los Santos. O'Saban, Massey, Fuentes. O'Saban with 2 flyouts so far to right field. Had a good piece on one with the bases loaded. Just hung up enough. Big swing and a miss there. 2 fly balls to right field. I don't remember Blaze going opposite field too many times. The whole thing what you don't want to do, obviously you're seeing green with 301 down the right field line. You don't want to be pushing that way. It really is tough because obviously everyone wants to hit the home run. But in a game like this, you just got to string together hits. We've seen, including the Cole Brannon home run today, just any fly ball is going to go over that wall. He's got to put a bat on it, really. 0-2, ground ball. 2-hopper over to DJ Stewart at the hot corner. Throw on to first is in time. There's one away. O'Saban starts off this one 0 for 3. That'll bring up Craig Massey. He's 1 for 1 with a 2-run single and a walk. He's reached base on both plate appearances. Massey so far the only batter to reach base twice. First pitch to him, misses downstairs. Massey, the ageless wonder, trying to keep this Y'alls offense going. Y'alls haven't got a hit since his last hit in the 2nd inning. 2nd. 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 2 The last 8 for Florence have been retired from De Los Santos, who's settled into a rhythm. 1-1. This is inside, 2-1. No movement in either bullpen. Florence should have a very fresh bullpen with some of their best pieces still available. 2-1. Misses downstairs. Logan Campbell, Kent Kleiman, Ben Terwilliger all should be available today. Florence yesterday, Bernd Wagner, Fernandez Williams. Could say Carter Pori may be available, but I think he threw a lot of pitches back. Back in game 1 through 2 innings. 3-1 pitch. Misses downstairs. Massey, 3 for 3 in plate appearances. Works his second walk. Massey has been a walk merchant in this game, in this series. 2 yesterday, 2 today. That's his 4th walk on the series. Now 1 for 7 in the series with 4 walks and a strikeout. That one misses downstairs to Brian Fuentes. Fuentes 0 for 2 today. Been a much different hitter. Entered yesterday 0 for his last 13. Ended up going 0 for 16 and then was able to get a hit in his last at-bat yesterday to break that streak, but still 1 for 17 and now 1 for 19. It's been a big reason, part of the Florence offensive struggles. Here comes the 2-0. Misses outside. It's a 3-0 count. Runner on first with 1 away. 3-0 pitch. Connects outside part of the plate. .3-1 count. De Los Santos from the stretch, 3-1, fouled away. Now a full count to Brian Fuentes. Florence, when we return tomorrow, of Latin Heritage Night at Thomas More Stadium. Payoff pitch, ground ball over to the shortstop Diaz. Slip on a second one, relay to first is in time. Fuentes' 3rd double play of the series, 3rd in the last 2 games. Y'alls go down an unconventional 1-2-3. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. They're up 2-1 here on Y'alls Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Y'alls on top 2-1 over the Gateway Grizzlies. Evan Webster back out for his 5th inning of work. 7, 8, 9 due up. It's Thomas, Brannon, Alvarez. From the windup middle of the rubber, first pitch fouled away. 0-1. Webster faced some trouble in the third inning, but bounced back nicely in the fourth. A 1-2-3 frame against the heart of the Gateway order. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, two-hopper over to Johnson. Backhand throw on a first, scooped. And not in time, in and out of the glove of Hank Zeisler. Couldn't hang on. They give him a single. A throw without a scoop retires him. Technically should be an error for Ed Johnson, but we won't discuss that yet. Brannon shows bunt, pulls back, it misses downstairs, 1-0. Brannon trying to sacrifice a runner into scoring position. Grizzlies go to small ball, down just a run. That is the right call. No bunt shown. Roped into right field, over the head of TJ Reeves, and bounces over that Mickey Mouse wall in right field for a ground rule double. The right field wall the size of a 2-year-old toddler. Second and third, nobody out. Benter, Williger starting to jog around there in the bullpen. Here comes the first pitch, fouled away. It's again Brannon tagging Evan Webster. And that's the matchup where Webster's supposed to have the advantage against another lefty. Zeisler near the green tread. 1-0 is a high chopper, only throw on to first. Tie ball game. 6-3 on the put out, an RBI ground out from Jose Alvarez. Technically, Dale Thomas should have reached on an error. Good throw from Johnson, he's retired. That should be an unearned run against Webster. We'll check it. Ground ball back up the middle, Johnson has it, throw on to first is in time. 3-2 Grizzlies lead. Back-to-back RBI groundouts. Clears the bases. But Evan Webster coughs up the lead. All 3 runs he's given up have come to the 7, 8, 9. I've spoke about it before on the broadcast. You can't get burnt by the worst hitters in the lineup. Florence has been plagued by the 7, 8, 9 spots of a lot of these lineups. Abdiel Diaz, big swing and a miss, 0-1. Florence going to have to try and come back again. Their only lead of the series has evaporated. The 0-1 misses outside. 1-1. 1-1 pitch, fouled away, 1-2. Ground ball right side. Davis with a backhand play. Throw on to first is in time. 4-3 put out of Abdiel Diaz. 2 runs come across against Evan Webster. Y'all's now trail 3-2 as we head to the top half of the 6th. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network.
anyone more Romeo is sent to the Grizzlies Ball Marathon on October 4th and 5th. Tickets tonight, $5 off at the ticket window on the Gateway Southwest. We had a full grandstand last year for the rodeo, and it should be about the same again this year. $5 off tonight, though, if you want to go. Leading off the sixth, first baseman at Zeitler.
Top half of the sixth, first pitch in there for a strike to Hank Zeisler. Y'all's down 3-2. Zeisler, Reeves, Richardson. Got the heart of the order up for Florence trying to come back. They have been kept at bay from Alvary De Los Santos. That one misses outside, 1-1. Ben Terwilliger warming up in the pen. Night might be done for Evan Webster. 6 hits now for the Grizzlies, 3 runs. 4 hits for Florence, just 2 runs. 1-1. Fouled away. Florence hasn't had a hit since Craig Massey in the second inning. Massey's walking the 5th. Broke up 8 in a row, retired from De Los Santos. He then came right back with Brian Fuentes with an inning-ending double play. 1-2. Line drive over the shortstop, Diaz. It's a black hole over there. There's one away. Brings up TJ Reeves, 0 for 2 today. Big swing and a miss there from TJ Reeves. Here comes the 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Reeves quickly down again. It seems like all of his at-bats today, he's down 0-2 extremely quickly. The 0-2, swing and a miss. 4th K of the day for Alvary De Los Santos. Something he's found, his rhythm. He is dicing through Florence the second and third times through. Brings up Zade Richardson, 1 for 2 today. A single put away at the plate on a fielder's choice for Ben Johnson, his first time around back in the second inning. First pitch misses outside. Alvary De Los Santos giving you a good mix of pitches right now. Hard to guess. Beautiful orange skies above. 1-0. Fouled away. Here comes the 1-1. Misses outside. Two away, bases empty. Grizzlies up 3-2. 2-1. Roped in left field, well hit. Brennan, backtrack wall, solo! Solo shot from Zade Richardson to tie this one at 3 here in the top of the 6th. His second home run of the series. Y'all's climb right back. It's a 3-3 ball game. Zade Richardson doesn't even need the short porch in right. Why not punch 2 to left in the series? That brings up Steven Harustich, who he went back-to-back with back in game 1. First pitch misses upstairs. One for 2 today with a run scored. Harustich 1-0, misses upstairs 2-0. If Webster is done, he's let off the hook from the loss. Now a tie ball game, 3-3. 2-0 pitch, fouled away. Brett Gyron, off his leg, was actually falling to the ground before Alvarez brought him back up. He was falling. Alvarez with a quick reaction to actually catch him. That was pretty amazing. They're going to check on Brett Gyron. The athletic trainer for Gateway was out there, standing but hobbling around. Now Harustich gives him a fist bump. Rust back at the box. 2 away with the bases empty. The 2-1. Pops it up in the infield, right side. Second baseman Thomas looking for it. Zimmerman has no clue where it is. Good thing Thomas was there, and that will end the inning. Florence gets a solo shot from Zade Richardson, but that's all. It's a 3-3 ball game as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. We'll be right back on y'all's Baseball Network. Enter Williger now on the mound. The Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change. And the new wing coming into the game, pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's always fresh and never frozen. Pete Zimmerman steps up to the plate. It's a 1-0 count on him. Zimmerman 0 for 2 today. The 1-0. Misses down and away. Now a 2-0 count to him. Spencer Williger, the new wing. His first appearance since Game 3 against Evansville. He only tossed a third of an inning there. 2-0. Misses upstairs, 3-0. Final line for Evan Webster, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Zade Richardson gave the Yalls the 3-3 lead after a solo shot in the top half of the 6th. 3-0. In there for a strike. Now 3-1. Three-one pitch, fouled away, 3-2. Ben Terwilliger trying to battle back now. It's a full count. Terwilliger working from the stretch, a closed stance, third base side of the rubber. The payoff. Misses outside. Leadoff runner aboard via walk. Never the worst thing to walk Pete Zimmerman. He has 4 home runs in the series. It's never going to be the worst thing if you walk him. DJ Stewart, the batter at the plate. Nobody out, runner on first. First pitch in there for a strike. It's an 0-1 count to DJ Stewart. Righty-righty battle here. 0-1 fouled away, 0-2. Ben Terwilliger quickly ahead. That one's roped into right center field. TJ Reeves giving chase and makes the grab of the right center field gap. Good read from TJ Reeves out in right field for the first down of the inning. A hot shot from DJ Stewart. Unlucky. Kevin Krause comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. First pitch misses inside. The batter, Kevin Krause, a 1-0 count. Runner on first, Pete Zimmerman. Got to make sure you're switching up the looks here if you're Terwilliger. Make sure you're switching up the holds as well. Zimmerman really likes that rolling lead at first. It's given him actually 13 stolen bases on the season. Called time at the plate, not a pitch clock violation. Terwilliger, I think, knows that. Doing a very good job holding. Comes the 1-0 from a closed stance from the stretch from Terwilliger. That one's fouled off the mask. Looks like a Brett Giron again. He's getting batted around in this inning. Giron shakes this one off a lot quicker this time. That one gets away from Richardson. Zimmerman's going to walk himself over to first. Now a 2-1 count. Terwilliger takes a look over at second, glove right at the belt. 2-1 pitch. Roped in the air towards center field. That'll send Blazo Sabin back at the track. He looks up and watches it bounce off the wall. Barehand throw on to first. There's going to be no throw to the plate. An RBI double from Kevin Krause. Gateway with a 4-3 lead. Just like that, Gateway back out on top. Gateway will not go away quietly. They're playing to clinch. They're looking at Brett Gyron's mask now. So that last one glanced off him. Hoover is now running out towards center field. I think they need a new mask for Brett Gyron. Well, how about this? An odd delay of game. One of the umpires has disappeared into center field. Trying to Brett Gyron a new mask for behind plate. Terwilliger starts to take some warm-up pitches. We'll be back when the action returns. Oh, it looks like the umpire's back out of center field. It's a 4-3 Grizzlies lead. Runner out on second. There's one away. Edwin Mateo, the batter at the plate. Seven hits for Gateway, 5 for Florence. Gateway with a 4-3 lead. Edwin Mateo, the switch hitter, will now hit from the left side against the righty Terwilliger, who is now in line for the loss. Big swing and a miss from Mateo. Looks like Logan Campbell starting to stretch out to the bullpen. Oh, 1. Sky down the left field line. Foul territory. Fuentes going at it. Underhand grab in and out of his glove. Long strike, an 0-2 count out of Mateo. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, misses inside. 1-2. Good hold from Terwilliger. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Claims his first victim, the first strikeout and second out of the inning here for Ben Terwilliger. It's only the second strikeout by y'all's pitching day. Evan Webster only had 1 through 5 frames. Dale Thomas steps up to the plate, 1 for 2 of the runs scored. Still a runner out on second, and Kevin Krause. He had an RBI double in the inning, which gave Gateway the 4-3 lead. First pitch in there for a strike. Krause is bouncing around over at second, trying to get a good read off Terwilliger. Has not done so yet, but you got to be careful if you're Terwilliger. Here's the 0-1. Roped in the air towards left field. That'll send Hrustic back. He reaches up and makes the grab, which will end the inning. A good read from Hrustic. First step's always back. 1 run comes across for Gateway to give them a 4-3 lead as we head to the 7th inning here at Grizzlies Ballpark. Y'all's down 4-3 We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network. Top half of the 7th inning, always brought to you by Titan Mechanical. Titan Mechanical's team of professionals are skilled in the fields of commercial and industrial service, plumbing, pipe fitting, and project management. That always brings us our This Date in Baseball history. Dalton Davis, Ed Johnson, and Blaze O'Sabin will step to the plate. First pitch misses inside. That's the 8-9 top due up for Florence. Davis and Johnson trying to get the inning going. The 1-0 count. New pitcher on the mound, Alec Whaley for the Gateway Grizzlies. Alvary De Los Santos has finished with a quality start. 6-6 pitch, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks at 4 strikeouts. He'll leave in line for the win. 4-3 Gateway lead. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to Hopper. Bounces off the glove of DJ Stewart. They give it an error. Ed Johnson had a harder ball. E5. They have a promotional for an error? They do. Attorney at law error. My goodness. First pitch, Johnson shows bunt. Goes all the way around. Missed outside. It's a 0-1 count. Johnson now trying to play some small ball. I love to see that. Although that did not look like a sacrifice bunt. See what he does here. Shows early. There you go. 0-1, pulls back, and go around 1. So you're using the sack bunt to get a runner into scoring position with the top of your order coming up. That puts a lot of pressure on Blaze O'Sabin to try and get it done. He's 0 for 3 today. Really need him to come around. First, let's focus on the job at task. Johnson gets it down. Perfect place down the third base line. Stewart has it. Throw on to first is in time. A sacrifice bunt perfectly placed there from Johnson. Almost got a free base out of it as well. Sack bunt 5-3. Brings up the top of the order for Blaze O'Sabin. 0 for 3, like I said. So now O'Sabin trying to tie the ball game. And Craig Massey awaiting out on deck. From the stretch, the first pitch. This is downstairs. 1-0. Davis now in scoring position. Florence trying to tie the ball game. They're down 4-3. Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball, hard hit. Over to Stewart at third. Throw goes on first. It's in time. 0 for 4 day from Blaze O'Sabin in the top of the order. It's almost like sitting a guy for 5 days and immediately putting him into the top of the order spot might not have been the best call. I like seeing him in the lineup. Don't know if you put him right back to the top of the order. Let's get on to this day in baseball history. We'll probably continue it into the 8th as well. Or else bottom of the 7th. 0-2. 2 away. The runner out on second. First pitch here to Massey. In there for a strike. August 22nd, 1886. Just as he reaches the ball on a long hit from Jimmy Wolf, Red center fielder Abner Powell's pants are grabbed by a stray dog. Wolf circles the bases with the homer that wins the game for Louisville, 5-3 in 11 innings. 0-1 in there for a strike. That was August 22nd, 1886. Abner Powell, a stray dog on the field in the middle of a game-winning home run, has his pants grabbed by a stray dog and loses the ball game for the Reds. Louisville won in 11 innings. Pretty amazing there. Here comes the 0-2. Ground ball right side over to second baseman Thomas. Throw on to first is in time. Error doesn't come back to bite. 4-3 Gateway as we head to the stretch time at Grizzlies ballpark. Y'all's going to have 6 outs to play with, but trying to keep it that way is Ken Kleiman. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network. Stretch time here at Grizzlies ballpark, always brought to you by Beacon Orthopedics. Beacon, one of the largest and fastest growing orthopedic practices in the Cincinnati area. It's no wonder they're the official healthcare provider of the Florence Y'alls. Kent Kleiman in for Ben Terwilliger. Terwilliger leaves in line with the loss, an inning pitched. Just 1 hit, 1 run comes across, 1 walk and 1 strikeout, 1's across the board. Kleiman, the lefty, now against Cole Brandon, who's halfway to the cycle with a home run and a double. First pitch bounces in the dirt. Brandon has seen lefties all day today, but he's laced up. Evan Webster was who he tagged for a home run and a double, came in a score on both of those. He's got 2 of the 4 for Gateway. The 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Florence had Logan Campbell out there stretching at first, but they actually are looking at righty-lefty. I find that very interesting. Have not looked at that too many times this season. But with 2 lefties coming up in the inning, they go for the southpaw and Ken Kleiman. We're continuing with this day in baseball history here in the bottom half, the 7th. 2 fouled straight back to 1. 1933, William Veck, the president of the Chicago Cubs, urges a midsummer series of interleague games. He also proposes a split season. Some owners are in agreement on interleague play, but Washington owner Clark Griffith opposes it. 2-1 fouled away again. It's an interesting one, just president of the Cubs trying to get a midsummer series of interleague games in 1933. Have a split season, that'd be interesting. Here comes the 2-2. Down the left field line, well hit. Ends out of play onto the berm in the left field stands. Count stays 2-2. 1961, August 22nd, Roger Maris became the first player to hit his 50th home run in the month of August as the Yankees lose to the Angels 4-3. It's like the fastest to actually get to 50 there. Aaron Judge, the way he's looking, he's knocking on the door of that record as well. 2-2, off speed. Oh, right there. Full count, nobody out, the base is empty. Payoff pitch, punches it out towards shallow right center field. Reeves makes the grab. One away, Alvarez steps up to the plate. He's over 2 with an RBI ground out. August 22nd, 1965, San Francisco's Juan Marichal batting against Los Angeles' Sandy Koufax complains that the catcher, Johnny Roseborough's return throws were too close. He then turned and attacked Roseborough with his bat. First pitch, big swing and a miss to Alvarez. A 14-minute brawl ensues before Koufax, Willie Mays, and other peacemakers can restore order. Roseborough suffers a considerable cut on the head. Juan Marichal suspended 8 playing days and levied a National League record $1,750 fine. That fine's easily been broken, but how about that? A 14-minute brawl. Juan Marichal attacks Roseborough with his bat after saying the return throws were a little too close to him. Here comes the 1-1. This is inside, 2-1. We'll end off with August 22nd, 1989. Nolan Ryan strikes out Ricky Henderson in the 5th inning of a 2-0 loss to Oakland. He became the first pitcher in Major League history to strike out 5,000 batters. That one's fouled away, 2-2. So how about that? We got Abner Powell back in 1886 having his pants grabbed by a stray dog as the Reds had the walk-off go against them. Roger Maris hitting his 50th home run early on in August. 2-2, ground ball, 2-hopper over to Ed Johnson. Has it. Throw on to first is in time. 6-3 on the put, 2 away here in the 7th. Then we had Juan Marichal with a 14-minute brawl against Johnny Roseborough, attacking him with his bat, and then Nolan Ryan with his 5,000th strikeout, all on August 22nd, spanning through this day baseball history. Our statistician and analyst, Ethan Goldberg, also showed me one where the Rangers scored like 30 runs on this date. Yesterday we had the Oakland Ballers of the Pioneer League. They scored 31 runs. 31-5 game against the Rocky Mountain Vibes. 0-1 count to the top of the order, and Victor Castillo, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI ground out, singled back in the 3rd. Florence trails 4-3. They'll have 6 outs to play with in the 8th and 9th. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Misses downstairs. 1-1. Florence will send Fuentes Eisler Reeves to the plate in the 8th. 1-1. Fouled away, 1-2. That trio is 1 for 9 with 3 strikeouts. Just the first inning hit from Hank Zeisler, the first hit of the ball game for Florence. Here comes 1-2. Fouled away. We'll do it again. Florence scored 2 runs in the 2nd, which gave them a 2-0 lead. They saw that evaporate. A solo shot from Cole Brandon in the 3rd. 2 runs came across in the 5th. They added on one side of the game at 3, a solo shot from Zade Richardson, before Ben Terwilliger gave up the lead again in the 6th. An RBI double from Kevin Krause gives the 4-3 Gateway lead. Florence trying not to get swept here against the Grizzlies. It would be a 5-game losing streak for Florence. Here's the 1-2. Check swing ball to dirt, didn't go around. 2-2. Florence's highest losing streak this season was 6. To do it in the middle of a playoff run would tell you everything you need now. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, bottom of the zone. A 1-2-3 inning from Kent Kleiman keeps this a 1-run Gateway lead. We head to the top half of the 8th. Y'all's trying to tie it up or take the lead. We'll be right back on Y'all's Basement Network. Top of the 8th, y'all's down 4-3. Fuentes, Isler, Reeves. This is where you want to do it if you're Florence. The heart of your order. They've pretty much been quiet all series. Need them to wake up here if Florence wants to stave off a sweep and also not have Gateway clinch the postseason against them. That's all Gateway needs. Win and you're in. First pitch misses outside or in there for a strike. My goodness. 0-1 count to start off Ryan Fuentes. It's 0-3. 0-3 today. 0-1. Didn't go around. 1-1. We'll take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, always brought to you by Maximum Plumbing. When you need residential plumbing repairs and replacements, Maximum Plumbing brings the highest standards and top-notch customer service. 1-1. In there for a strike. The pitcher on the mound is Matt Hickey. They stay coming from the right side. We've seen Matt Hickey already in the series. An inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. 1-2 bounces away in there, 2-2. Our out-of-town scoreboard, let's start off with the doubleheader. An early game at Ottawa. Ottawa came out on top of the Sussex County Miners 5-1. That 7-inning ball game. New York took down New England 6-0 as they continue to try and claim a playoff spot in the East. Tri-City did their job against New Jersey, a 6-1 win there at home against New Jersey and the Jackals. 2-2, ground ball, past Hickey, over to second. Throw on to first is in time. Ball's down to their final 5 outs. Brian Fuentes 0-4 today. He's got 1 hit in the series. Had 1 hit last series. In the middle of the playoff run, the Y'alls have seen their 3-hole header just disappear. Big one for Florence to watch. Schaumburg at Lake Erie. Schaumburg on top 5-3 in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch in there for a strike. It's a 5-3 Schaumburg lead. Bottom of the 9th there. They hang on. And Florence loses. Florence would be down 3.5 out of 4th place. And also 7 out of a playoff spot. 0-1. Catches the outside part of the plate, 0-2. Continuing, it's Washington on top of the Slammers at home. They're looking for the sweep, 5-0. Washington lead at the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 6th at Quebec. They're on top of Trois-Rivières, 4-2. One away with bases empty. An 0-2 count is Isler. The 0-2 pitch misses inside and goes all the way to the backstop, 1-2. Windy City and Evansville. Evansville on top 4-2 over the Bolts there in the bottom of the 7th at Bosse Field. And then the final game, continuing with that doubleheader, it's Sussex County trailing the Miners, or Sussex County trailing the Tights 1-0 in the top of the 4th. That's our Maximum Plumbing out-of-town scoreboard. 1-2 pitch misses way upstairs, 2-2. Hickey so far has seen 4 Florence batters and has struck out 3 of them. So we get the ground out from Fuentes. Would have 4 for 4. 1-2. Ground ball over to the second baseman. Throw on to first in time. Final 4 outs for Florence. Logan Campbell looks worn out in Y'all's bullpen. Kind of just using him to use him at this point. Florence has got to do a better job at the plate. Just has to. You're going to score 2 runs, 1 run, and 3 runs as it stands right now. You're just not winning ball games with that. First pitch misses. It's a 1-0 count to Reeves. Didn't get much pitching yesterday. Wasn't a bad outing from the All staff back in game 1 on Tuesday. That one misses outside 2-0. Use a TJ Reeves home run right about now. 2-0. Sends out into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. I'll take it. 6th of the ball game for Florence. 2-out runner on first now for Zade Richardson. Richardson already a home run today. He's 2 for 3. He's the only Y'all's hitter with multiple hits in the ball game. Him and Massey are the only ones on base safely multiple times. First pitch. Connects on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Florence trails 4-3. Don't need the heroics here from Richardson, but I wouldn't mind them. 0-1. At the letters, called strike. That was at Brett Giant's eyes. It's an 0-2 count to Richardson. Two-step lead for Reeves. 0-2 pitch. Misses outside on the slider. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Mattingly with 5 strikeouts in the series against Florence. 5 of his 6 outs Ks. Florence strand runner at first. Light dwindling. Looks like Logan will come in for the 8th. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network. Y'all's trail 4-3. Bottom half of the 8th. 4-3 ball game. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. Lee's always fresh, never frozen. It's Logan Campbell in for Ken Kleiman. Kleiman's final line, an inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Campbell gets his first appearance in the series. That one misses upstairs. Florence will use 3 of their best relievers, Terwilliger, Kleiman, and Campbell, all in a losing effort. I think it's really just been, there hasn't been the point for Florence yet. Called time after a ball escaped the Gateway bullpen. Y'alls have only had 1 lead that came today. So it's not like they were in a rush to use any of their best relievers, and now they're kind of just burning them here. And the game trying to keep it 4-3 in hopes that the offense can come back in the 9th. 1-0, fouled straight back, 1-1. Batter at the plate, Abdiel Diaz. Switch hitter goes back to the left side against the righty Logan Campbell. Diaz today 1 for 3, single back in the 3rd. Here comes the 1-1. This is inside, 2-1. Pitch. Misses downstairs, 3-1. Logan Campbell, obviously, was picked up by the Reds midway through the season. Made it to single-A Daytona. Was then released by the Reds. He wasn't doing bad. Kind of a shocking release there, but now back with the Y'alls trying to get back to affiliated ball. That one's fouled away. Behind home plate, Richardson going for it, and he overran it. Y'alls with 3 mistakes in foul territory today. Zeisler with a drop fly, Richardson there. And technically, Brian Fuentes all the way down the line. Very tough catch, but still had a drop. Hit his glove. Richardson just couldn't see that one well. It's a full count now. Nobody out, nobody on. Diaz, Zimmerman, Stewart for the Grizzlies. Time at the plate. Pitch clock violation on Logan Campbell. Diaz granted first. Pete Zimmerman. Zimmerman's been held in check today, but has homered the last 2 games against Florence. 4 home runs in the series. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch to him. Misses downstairs. Pickoff attempt. Gets away from Hank Zeisler, but no movement on first. Two-step lead for Diaz at first. The 1-0. Popped up, out of play. 1-1. Runner takes off, 1-1 pitch, misses inside 2-1. No throw down a second, a stolen base for Abdiel Diaz. Scoring position, nobody out now. 2-1 in there for a strike. From the stretch, takes a look at second, 2-2 pitch, fouled away. We do it again. Two looks at second, 2-2. Misses inside, a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ground line drive into left field, drops in for a base hit. Hank Zeisler fields it. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Pete Zimmerman continues to hit. And it's another time where first base is open. Y'all's easily could just walk Zimmerman. That's the smart choice anytime he comes to the plate. That would have put first and second with double play ball in effect. Instead, it's double play ball in effect, but a runner now on third, 90 feet away from taking away some insurance. Tough task here for Logan Campbell. First pitch to Stewart, misses downstairs, 1-0. It's a 4-3 Grizzlies lead. Here comes the 1-0. Fouled away behind home plate. Florence opens up a 3-game series against the Schaumburg Boomers tomorrow. Latin Heritage Night at Thomas More Stadium. It's a 7:03 first pitch. The 1-1. This is downstairs. Two-one swing and a miss. 2-2. comes the 2-2. Big swing and a miss. Ends up with one hand on the bat. There's the first down of the inning. A big one. That'll bring up Kevin Kraus. An RBI double his last time around. He's 1 for 3. Still runners at the corners now with one away. First pitch misses downstairs. Swallowed up there by Richardson, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Misses upstairs, 2-0. That game tomorrow, a 7:03 Eastern Time start against the Boomers. Reed Smith out on the mound. Again, Latin Heritage Night. Y'all will be in some specialty Latin Heritage jerseys. 2-0. This is inside. The first 500 fans in attendance can receive 500 or just receive a Latin Heritage Night Y'all's t-shirt. And then stay after the game for the last firework Friday of the season. 3-0 to Kraus. In there for a strike, 3-1. Pre-game concert on Saturday for Rocket Saturday. And then Family Fun Day Sunday will be the weekend promotions. From the stretch, 3-1 pitch, fouled away, 3-2. Logan Campbell trying to battle back. Payoff pitch, misses inside. That loads the bases. A walk to Kevin Kraus brings up Edwin Mateo. Not a bad person to face. Bases loaded. He's 0 for 3 today. I don't mind pitching around Kraus. Still got the double play out there. He's got to do a job. Edwin Mateo will bat from offside. Carl Craigie's going to go talk out with his wing. Gateway looking to add some insurance. They're a win away from the postseason. Edwin Mateo with bases loaded and 1 away. First pitch. Misses outside. As good as any pitch today, not called. Man, that's right there. 1-0. That's actually laughable. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. 1-1 count. Edwin Mateo 0 for 3 today. Grounded into a double play already. We'll take that again. It's a 1-1 count. Logan Campbell trying to escape trouble. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This is outside, a little high as well, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. This is outside again. Do not want to walk in the run. In there for a strike, top of the zone, full count. Once again, another full count here for Campbell. From from the stretch, a closed-off stance. Here comes the payoff pitch. Misses outside. Have not seen this type of inaccuracy from Logan Campbell, and haven't seen it since he's returned to Florence. 5-3 Grizzlies lead, an RBI walk from Edwin Mateo. Now brings up Dale Thomas. Grizzlies get their insurance run. Florence will chase two, their last time up in the ninth. Bases stay loaded, still 2 away. First pitch in there for a strike. Yalls with a loss would be swept here in Gateway. Would be the 5th consecutive loss for Florence. 0-1, fouled away. You'd have about as much chance of making the playoffs as I do having the Mega Millions tomorrow. Would be slim to none. Gotta take care of business when it's presented to you. Here comes the 0-2. Misses upstairs. Good spot on an 0-2 pitch. Carter Pori starting to get loose in the pen. What a shock this would be if Campbell could only get one out. 1-2. Set in the air towards right field, right at TJ Reeves. Certainly long enough for a sacrifice fly. 6-3, Gateway leads. Runners at the corners now with 2 away. Just making a lot calmer on the closer for Gateway. Should have an easy time punching his ticket to the playoffs. Grizzlies will then probably host. Runner takes off for second. It's Edwin Mateo with a stolen base. Second and third now 2 away. An 0-1 count to Cole Brannon. Brannon a double and a home run today. 2 runs scored as well. Someone you can't let plague you. Hitting an even 200 on the season. 0-1. In there for a strike. 0-2. And we'll try and end the inning. Second and third, 2 away from the stretch. The kick, the 0-2 pitch. Misses outside. 1-2. Misses inside. Just unfortunate. Yalls did all this work to get back to 500. Just to go on a 5-game losing streak when it matters most. The 2-2. Misses outside. Another full count. Two-away glove at the abdomen. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled away, we'll do it again. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Campbell blows it by him. But the damage is done. 2 runs come across. Some insurance for Gateway. They take a 6-3 lead into the top half of the ninth. We'll be right back on Y'all's Baseball Network. Final chance for Florence. They trail 3, top half of the ninth. Harustich, Davis, Johnson, 7-8-9 due up. First pitch, sky out towards right field. Casto working towards the wall on the line. Makes the grab, 1 pitch, 1 away. Leone De La Cruz into the ball game for the Grizzlies, who stand 2 outs away from punching their ticket to the playoffs. The Yalls will maybe not get that final spot in the playoffs, and they'll see what it's like for another team to clinch. It's a young squad for Florence. You only learn from your mistakes. Hopefully Florence can see that this year, maybe come back next year and push for a playoff spot. Here's the 1-0. Sent on the right field line again, 1. Davis today 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored his first time around in the second. Florence, that stands right now, only has a multi-hit performance from Zade Richardson. 1-1 fouled away. It's only right. I mean, Richardson with 2 home runs in the series has given Florence 4, or has been 3 of their 6 runs. That one sent down the right field line again, foul. Count stays 1-2. Gateway looking to sweep the Yalls and push their losing streak to 5. Leone De La Cruz, the pitcher, trying to do so. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Sent down the right field line and foul. How about Leone De La Cruz? Was acquired mid-season with Evansville. He was traded to Tri-City and then claimed off waivers. Leone De La Cruz will have gone from the Evansville Otters, who have been out of the playoff push for quite some time, and is on the brink of clinching the playoffs here with Gateway. What a much different situation for De La Cruz. Tri-City, who waived him, I'm sure, is a little upset. He's 1-1 with a 2.45 ERA, 12 saves. The 1-2 pitch. This is downstairs. 2-2. Fouled away. Count stays 2-2. 1 away, base is empty. Florence is trying to get back to Thomas More Stadium. Carter Pori warming up in precaution, but Florence needs 3 runs here. 2-2. Hard hit into right field, drops in for a base hit. Keeps the hopes alive in the first hit of the day for Dalton Davis. He joins Richardson and Massey as the only 2 players to reach base safely multiple times today. Brings up Ed Johnson now. 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. He currently has an on-base streak hanging in the balance. Season high of 15 right now for Johnson. Trying to get on base here. Reached on a fielder's choice, but that doesn't count. In terms of a streak, it's a 1-0 count on him. De La Cruz is a lefty. The 1-0. This is downstairs, 2-0. Dismal crowd here at Grizzlies ballpark. It'll be quite a crowd to clinch a playoff spot in front of. 2-0, misses upstairs. Count to Ed Johnson. De La Cruz. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Johnson reaches, the tying run would come to the plate. Y'all's just trying to piece together some hits. 3-0, way upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second. That'll bring up Blaze O'Saban. He's 0 for 4. Trying to salvage his outing. 2 flyouts to right field and 2 groundouts to third. In that order. He faces the lefty and De La Cruz. De La Cruz 4 balls in a row. Here's the first pitch. Right down Broadway, in there for a strike. 92.7 out of the right hand of De La Cruz. 0-1 to Osei. The ageless wonder, Craig Massey, awaits on deck. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Way upstairs. 0-2. Called time at the plate from O'Sabin. There comes the 0-2 pitch, off speed. Looks pretty good, misses downstairs, 1-2. It's a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second and 1 away. Expect to hear those Grizzlies broadcasters screaming if they clinch their spot to the playoffs. I guess that's an advisory warning. If you have the volume turned all the way up. Two-two. Off speed, fouled away. Nine for certain and happy to get back to Thomas More Stadium. The next time we're on the road, it will be right back here in Gateway. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. First strikeout for De La Cruz. Y'all's down to their final out. It's the ageless wonder, Craig Massey. Grizzlies 1 out away from the playoffs. That's a point. Lefty-lefty battle here. Massey much better against righties than he is lefties. First pitch. Off-speed misses. It's a 1-0 count. Chimed in crowd claps. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Front door slider on Craig Massey. It's a 1-1 count to Massey. On second, Davis. On first, Johnson. From the stretch, the 1-1. Fastball misses way upstairs. 2-1. From the stretch, 2-1. Swing and a miss. Top of the zone. 2-2. Florence down to their final strike. Grizzlies a strike away from the playoffs. Trying to get it done tonight against Florence. Looking for the sweep. Stretch 2-2. Off speed. Called. Strike 3. Grizzlies going into the playoffs. All swept out of Gateway. Florence with a 5-game losing streak, swept down a Gateway. Nothing to look forward to right now. Nothing going right. 7 hits, 3 runs for Florence, 8 hits, an error, and 6 runs for Gateway. De Los Santos with the win. Spencer Williger gets the loss. De La Cruz with the save. Tough. Florence looked outmatched the entire series. They had one lead, and it came today after a 2-0 second. They dropped to 41 and 45. The playoff hopes a needle in a haystack. We'll be back tomorrow. Back at Thomas More Stadium. Hopefully that could put a jolt with about 10 games left in the season. Y'alls will be 3.5 out of the 4th place spot against Schaumburg, so they can't even pass them in the standings with a sweep. It should be 6 out of a playoff spot. Reed Smith will get a start tomorrow night on Latin Heritage Night. Come on out for some fun. Last firework Friday for the Y'all Thomas More Stadium. You get a free t-shirt if you're also one of the first 500 fans in attendance. Latin Heritage t-shirt. Florence Y'all's Latin Heritage t-shirt. Very nice. Y'all's are going to be in some Latin Heritage jerseys that I know the players already are looking forward to wearing. All we can do is look forward to being home at Thomas More Stadium. You got a 6-game homestand to end the season. 3 against Schaumburg, 3 against Joliet. We appreciate you guys tuning in on Flow Baseball, whether it be Flow Baseball or the YouTube audio stream, Florence Y'all's Baseball Network. Always happy to have you tuning in the Y'all's 2024 season. A 6-3 loss for Florence. They're swept out of Gateway. Signing off from Grizzlies Ballpark, I've been Rory Tettemer. Y'all, have a good night.